Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see, we are on my Townhall 12 account, which is, well, don't look at the walls. The walls are super bad, the cannons and the archer towers are not too well upgraded either, but we want to, well, bring this account into the Clan War League. We did that, and we had a couple of nice defenses with this new base which I use. So we should take a look at the base and how it defended, and then you guys can decide if you want to use it on your own. So let's take a look at that. So the base is this one, which is a pretty good one. The most obvious entry for the Clan War League, like we used this around Master something, and the entry which most of the people did was the Electro Dragon entry into the Townhall. And the reason for that is that it's pretty easy to funnel in the beginning. Like what they did was one Electro Dragon here, one here. And then because of the sweepers, like the one sweeper is going in this direction, one in this direction, which means people seem to think, okay, we can easily go into the Townhall with Electro Dragons, push in there, but it's not working at all. It's not working at all. The Electro Dragons are splitting behind the eagle, which means the sweepers are once again taking the Electro Dragons on the outside, which means they're dying over there, and it's just not working. We will take a look at that in a second. Like I said, a couple of replays. The next thing is that the town is really far on the outside, and the clan castle as well, which means if we take a look at the CC range, it's really easy that the heroes are luring the enemy CC out by accident, which means if you're having like 10 archers and a lava hound in there, and the lava hound is getting like lured by accident, this is super annoying, especially because there are not too many free percentages on the outside where you can put archers on. So it's not too easy to lure like the hound away or whatsoever. Even if someone's bringing no archers, then it's even worse for him. So it's not as easy to get into the Townhall as some people think. So what some other guys are doing is to come in from this direction, try to get into the Townhall with that, I don't know, jump or whatever and a ram. But this entry is not working because those two flanking Inferno Towers are always messing up the attack. The brilliant thing about this is that those two Inferno Towers are covering each other, which means if we take a look at this range, this Inferno Tower is covering this Inferno Tower, which means if someone tries to go in with bats on either one of those, like if someone's coming in with bats from over here, this Inferno Tower at the top will cover the bottom Inferno Tower, which means you need to freeze both Inferno Towers at the same time, which makes bat spells even nearly impossible to use. The same way around with the other one, like this one is covering the other Inferno Tower. Once again, you need to freeze both Inferno Towers, otherwise you cannot take them down. This means this base is super annoying to attack with bats, so that's another good point. And like I said, the obvious Packers match entry is going to be something like this, or what people try to do as well is just like try to spam everything into this LA and hope for the best. Both is not working too well versus this base. I got attacked by Townhall 12s, by Townhall 13s as well. Nothing tripled this base. I got 0 triples over the entire week. I got 2 1-stars, and I think we should try to take a look at those replays, and you guys can figure out if you want to copy this base. So let's take a look. War 7, we had a 1-star on this base. I don't want to show that one. We want to take a look at a couple of the others. So let's take a look at this one first, which was a 1-star as well. But the guy didn't brought a warden or whatever, so he used his king and queen and obviously a couple of Electro Dragons. He was one of the only guys who tried to come in. Well, I don't know what he did. I think he just tried to go for the 2-stars. That's my guess, which didn't really work too well, because he's just like circling the base, and you can see already now that it's really important how to place your trash buildings. Like you can see at the moment, like this Electro Dragon, or like those two Electro Dragons, this storage, they don't get any bounces on this. Like the Electro chains are basically useless. The same with this Dark Elixir storage. Like take a look at the Electro Dragons. They're completely useless. Like they're basically as weaker dragons at the moment. Now they're getting finally into the base, and now they're getting a couple of bounces, but those bounces are really short as well, because after taking out this building, they're going onto the Wizard Tower, and from there, like, there's no another bounce going on. Which means this base is really nice against Electro Dragons with all of those bounces and the trash buildings on the outside, which means it's not as easy to get really good percentage on this one. So let's take a look at another attack. And like you guys see, my defenses are not too well upgraded. So it's even better for me as a defender if the base is doing that well, considering that I'm kind of not the highest Townhall 12. So let's take a look at the next one. This guy got like 57% 2-star, and he is bringing the Warden. Once again, now we're talking about the entry which I was talking about in the beginning. So let's talk about this Electro Dragon entry. The Electro Dragons, first off, will split to the outside, like those two are funneling obviously, but after that they would go on the outside to the Tesla, and then again to the inside. But with this pattern, it takes them really long, and you need a lot of spells to actually get the Town Hall. And then obviously, like I said, bring in a couple of archers and the Lava Hound to make sure that you're getting the Electro Dragon is a bit annoyed. Then the Warden ability, he's covering the Black Mine, which is nice for him. But as well, the air defense did so much damage to all of his Electro Dragons. There are a couple of nice bounces now, but they're mainly getting like the Queen Altar, etc. The one Sweeper is still standing, and that's the important thing. The Sweeper is now the MVP. He's pushing the Dragons away. The Electro Dragons are going onto the air skeletons, and there's no chance for them to get even close to the 3rd star. So let's take a look at the next attack, I think. So the next attack is going to be on number, let me spot on my paper. It's going to be on in war number 5, and where are we? Number 21. And this guy tried the exact same entry, but as a Town Hall 12, which means he has the Royal Champion with him. He's doing the same. Like I said, this is the entry which most of the people try to do with Electro Dragons, because, like I said, the Town Hall seems so far on the outside. It seems pretty easy to go in because the Sweepers are basically swagged in the first second, but because the split of the Electro Dragons, they're way more effective than people think, but they don't think about the split in the end. So let's take a look at this one. He's trying to get the Electro Dragons on the Town Hall using the Warden ability pretty soon. His Warden, I have to admit that, is doing a little bit random thing and is flying ahead because he wants to like follow another Electro Dragon. But either way, it wouldn't have changed a lot, because like I said, once again, the Sweeper is still standing, and this means the Electro Dragons won't be able to enter the core. Like, this Sweeper is pushing this Electro Dragon, this Sweeper is pushing over there, so like they get never into the center, and with all of the air expos in the back end, they will never make it. So now he's trying to get a couple of more percentages with his heroes, obviously, but that's not too bad. Like, we defended Town Hall 13, even though it was a fresh one. Either way, nice defense, and that's another defense. So let's take a look at the last attack, which was a ground attack on this base. And once again, a Town Hall 13 is trying to attack me. So let's take a look at that one, number 21. And we got attacked by number 13, which is kind of high up there. Number 13, yep, that. I think that should be a Town Hall 13. So let's see. Replay, here we go. And yes, he has max boulders, max witches, max archers, max ice golems. And obviously, like, not max heroes, but still pretty decent heroes. And obviously, the Royal Champion as well. So let's take a look. What is he doing? It's kind of similar to my Ice Age strategy, but he is not using the Earthquakes. He's using the bad spells. So let's see what he's doing. He's using the Ice Golems, the Witches in behind. He's using basically whatever I'm using, but he's using the Ram instead of the Earthquakes, which I think is a huge difference. I don't like the bad spell too much, if I'm completely honest. So let's see how this is going. Most of the stuff is working around the base, not really going into the core, which is a huge issue for him. Let's see what is happening. He used the Warden ability already, which means he might lose a couple of troops to the Town Hall. He's raging the P.E.K.K.A, so the P.E.K.K.A is getting is taking care of the Town Hall before all of the skeletons and like witches are getting in there. But now we're getting into the danger zone, because now we're talking about the 3 Inferno Tower setup, and he's trying to get into that with the bad spell. So let's try to see whether it's working. As I said, the first Inferno Tower is getting encountered soon. Free spells should make sure that the bad spells are staying alive. And now let's take a look at the upper Inferno Tower. He should cover his brother at the bottom. Let's freeze another time, and you guys can see, yep, he's covering the bottom Inferno Tower, which means it makes it super hard for the bats to get rid of that Inferno Tower. They finally make it, but none of the bats survive, which is really good for us. Then the witches are getting completely obliterated in the core, and that's it for this base. And once again, another defense on a Town Hall 13 or versus a Town Hall 13. So nicely then, like I said, if you guys would like to copy this base, feel free to do so. The link is down below in the video description. And if you guys would like to see me do a couple of live attacks, make sure to tune in today. Today's another English live stream from 6 to 8 p.m. CET, which is already pretty soon. And yeah, after that, from 8 to 10, we're going to stream in German again, which means we have a lot of live action, a lot of live attacks. So this should be a lot of fun. I hope you guys will be joining me over there. And well, guys, I hope you will like the base. I hope it will defend really good for you. And let me know how it defends. I will see you guys today in the stream, or even tomorrow in the next video. See you guys until then, and bye bye.